Learning the language of life. Welcome to Awaken Intelligence. Today we are exploring Volume 1, Lesson 001 of the Awaken Canon. Learning the language of life. Before we begin, I'd like to invite you to listen to this lesson a little differently. Don't listen for information. Listen for recognition. See what resonates. Notice what your body responds to. And allow this lesson to become a conversation rather than something you simply consume. Take a slow breath. Allow yourself to become present. Let's begin. The lesson. Most of us were taught that healing begins when something goes wrong. When we experience pain, we look for relief. When we become anxious, we search for calm. When our relationships become difficult, we try to solve the conflict. When our bodies produce symptoms, we try to eliminate them. There is nothing inherently wrong with wanting relief. Relief matters. Medicine matters. Therapy matters. Support matters. But before we ask how to make our discomfort disappear, there is another question worth asking. What is this trying to tell me? This question changes everything. It transforms healing from a battle into a conversation. At Awaken Sanctuary, this understanding forms the foundation of everything we teach. We call it Principle Zero. Every human being already possesses the information required for healing. The work is learning how to recognize it, interpret it, and respond to it wisely. Life has never stopped communicating. It speaks through the nervous system, through emotions, through symptoms, through dreams, through relationships, through behavior, through nature, through synchronicity, through intuition, through altered states of consciousness, and through the patterns that quietly repeat until we finally stop long enough to notice them. These are not separate events. They are different expressions of one conversation. The tragedy is not that life has become silent. The tragedy is that many of us were never taught its language. Across many indigenous cultures, including African Indigenous Wisdom, people understood that healing was never simply the removal of symptoms. Healing meant restoring relationship. Relationship with ourselves. With one another. With nature. With our ancestors. With the deeper intelligence that continually guides life. Modern neuroscience offers another perspective. It shows us that the nervous system is constantly gathering information. Long before the conscious mind understands what is happening, the body has already begun responding. Our biology is listening. Often before we are. Perhaps these perspectives are not competing with one another. Perhaps they are describing the same reality using different languages. Neuroscience helps us understand regulation. Psychology helps us understand behavior. Indigenous wisdom helps us understand relationship. Spiritual intelligence helps us understand meaning. Together, they invite us to become fluent in ourselves. Healing is no longer about fixing what is broken. It becomes the process of understanding what has always been communicating. Reflection. For a moment. Become aware of your breathing. Notice your body. Without trying to change anything. Simply notice. Ask yourself. What has my body been trying to tell me? What emotion have I been trying to silence instead of understand? What pattern keeps returning to my life? What if it is not repeating to punish me? What if it is repeating because it has not yet been fully understood? There is no need to force an answer. Simply remain available. Listening itself is the beginning. Begin listening. Healing does not begin when life finally becomes quiet. Healing begins when we realize life has never been silent. Every experience becomes an invitation. Every relationship becomes a teacher. Every emotion becomes information. Every symptom becomes a possibility for understanding. Learning the language of life is not about acquiring another technique. It is about recovering a fluency that has always belonged to you. As your understanding deepens, your relationship with yourself begins to change. And from that new relationship, healing naturally unfolds. Closing. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this lesson resonated with you, I'd encourage you not to rush to the next video. Sit with it. Notice what begins to reveal itself over the coming days. Sometimes the deepest understanding arrives after the lesson has ended. If you'd like to explore these ideas more deeply, you'll find the written version of this lesson, along with the growing Awaken Canon, at awakensanctuary.africa. If you found value in today's lesson, subscribe to the channel and join us as we continue building this living library of healing, consciousness, and self-led transformation. In our next lesson, Healing is the Restoration of Relationship, we'll explore why healing isn't the elimination of symptoms, but the rebuilding of relationship with ourselves, with others, and with life itself. Until then, keep listening. Life has been speaking all along.